With the Philadelphia 76ers leading the Guangzhou Long-Lions by 38 points just before halftime of an October preseason game, Ben Simmons hit the shot heard around the world.
They want him to shoot it.
And he does. That has got to feel good.
I'm Kevin O'Connor, and with the NBA currently on hiatus, The Ringer is remembering the best, weirdest, craziest, and most memorable moments from the 2019-2020 NBA season. For me, one of those moments was Simmons hitting his first three-pointer. He had never made a three in the NBA before, not during the preseason, not during the regular season, not during the playoffs. He'd tried and missed 2 3-pointers over his first 2 seasons, and the other 19 attempts on his record were heaves that he had to throw up to beat the buzzer. The last time Simmons made a 3 before this one was on December 1st, 2015. Back when he was still a college freshman at LSU, Sam Hinkie was still running the process, and Elton Brand was still playing for the Sixers. It's been a long time coming, 1,408 days to be exact. Which explains why every person associated with the Sixers reacted like they had just won the championship, except for Simmons. As Joel Embiid bear hugged him on the court and the crowd roared, Simmons kept his Mona Lisa stare. After the game, Simmons had little to say. Why'd he take the shot?
Time went down and I had the ball, so I had to take a shot.
Did he hear the crowd encouraging him to shoot a 3?
I didn't really hear anything. No.
What did it feel like to make the 3?
I mean, I work every day, so to me, it's like, it shows. I'm in the gym every day putting in work, so I feel like it's paying off.
You can't blame Simmons for his apathetic responses. He's one of the best young players in the NBA, a 6'10" athletic specimen, a magnificent passer who generates open shots for his teammates, a multi-positional defender with the speed and length to envelop guards and the size and strength to battle bigs. But he's also a meme for his wrong-handedness and for his reluctance to even try threes during an era in which the deep ball is undeniably important to team success. Oftentimes, the criticism sounds louder than the praise. Why play into that noise by joining in on the reaction to a simple made three-pointer in an exhibition game against a team from the Chinese Basketball Association that just went 6-24? Actions speak louder than words anyway. But Simmons hasn't had much three-point action since that night. He's had only 6 attempts during the season, 4 of which were heaves. He's tried only 2 real threes since that night in October. Simmons made both of his real three-point attempts. His first came in November against the New York Knicks, and then his second came in December against the Cleveland Cavaliers. After the game in December, Sixers head coach Brett Brown publicly challenged Simmons.
Okay, you can pass this along to his agent, his family, and his friends, and to him. I want a 3-point shot a game, minimum.
Since then, 0 makes, 0 takes. Simmons has rarely even stood behind the arc. Weeks later, Brown said this.
Evidently, I have failed.
Brown failed to reach Simmons, and Simmons failed to listen. It's just a shame, because the three-pointer doesn't need to be part of his game for him to be a successful player. He's already a really good player despite less than ideal circumstances. Elton Brand thus far has failed to properly build around Ben and Joel, investing millions in Al Horford and Tobias Harris instead of in shooters or in downhill pick-and-roll playmakers. Simmons isn't an all-time great finisher like Giannis, but he'd still benefit from the space to use his playmaking to set up devastating drives. But Simmons isn't just a victim of his circumstances, he's also a victim of his own hubris. As much as he deserves credit for becoming a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, he also deserves criticism for his unwillingness to simply spot up from 3. He told ESPN's Jackie McMullen, "I could be one of those guys shooting 30% right now, but I'd rather be one of those guys shooting 40%. Being a 30% three-point shooter would help now. By simply spotting up from the corner and being available for a kick-out pass, he could earn respect from defenses, and it would help his teammates out. It would unlock the paint for Embiid post-ups. It would open driving lanes for Josh Richardson. It would help Simmons himself too. Defenders would have to close out on his shot and create opportunities for him to attack a scrambled defense." Over Ben's first 3 seasons, he shot an excellent 61% when attacking closeouts off spot-up jumper opportunities. His volume and efficiency would only increase if those drives began from behind the arc instead of from mid-range. Incremental improvements could add up and put Philadelphia over the top. Even with some mistakes and a shaky fit, they've won over 60% of their games since Simmons was a rookie, and they went to a Game 7 against the Raptors last May. If basketball returns this summer, it's not like the Sixers are totally out of contention.
I think the drama of it is overblown. The reality that he can shoot, and ultimately it's going to need to come into his game in a more pronounced way, just from an attempt standpoint, that's not overblown. He will be liberated. His world will open up, and I think in many ways so will ours.
We'll see how Simmons adapts once basketball resumes, but the coach needs to show he can hold his players accountable, and the front office needs to find better shooters and shot creators. And yeah, Simmons needs to start shooting threes, but he's right not to smile after a make. There's much more than just his shot that needs to change.